The president arrived in Europe today ahead of a tense NATO summit. The trip will include 4 nations and culminate with a highly anticipated sit-down with Vladimir Putin. Major Garrett is traveling with the president tonight.
President Trump touched down in Brussels this afternoon ahead of a potentially contentious NATO summit where he's expected to push member nations to spend more on defense.
We pay far too much and they pay far too little, but we will work it out.
So far this year, only 5 of 29 NATO countries, including the U.S., spent the 2% of gross domestic product on defense, the NATO standard. The president has lashed out at countries that fall short.
And we're the schmucks that are paying for the whole thing.
Today, European Council President Donald Tusk urged Mr. Trump to soften his rhetoric.
Dear America, appreciate your allies. After all, you don't have that many. And Europe spend more on your defense.
NATO allies are trying to minimize discord before the president's first summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin next week.
Frankly, Putin may be the easiest of them all. Who would think?
Despite Russia's aggressive moves in Ukraine and confirmed election meddling in the U.S., today the president wouldn't say if Putin was friend or foe.
I really can't say right now. As far as I'm concerned, a competitor.
In between the NATO and Putin summits, the president will stop in London. He appeared to take a jab at Prime Minister Theresa May by praising her recently resigned Foreign Secretary, Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson's a friend of mine. He's been very, very nice to me, very supportive. And maybe we'll speak to him when I get over there.
Major's with us now. Theresa May's in big trouble right now in England. Major, what kind of reception is the president expected to get in London?
Well, starting at the top, the British Prime Minister winced visibly when asked about the president's comments. Now, throughout this trip, which is likely to have its moments of tenseness, the White House hopes the presence of First Lady Melania Trump will ease things up a bit, perhaps provide a welcome diplomatic diversion. But in London, street protests are anticipated, so much so that most of President Trump's movements will be carried out by helicopter. The State Department went so far as to warn Americans there could be trouble. That's virtually unheard of in London. The cautionary phrase, keep a low profile. Jeff?
Highly unusual to hear that warning to tourists visiting London. Major, thank you.